As the outermost edges of your vibrational field touched the waters of the planet, particles of previously inert matter began gently vibrating to the rhythms of your being, aligning themselves with the energy patterns found on the periphery of your awareness. There on the Precambrian ocean floors, they began combining to form the first cells, the first minute containers for your consciousness. In your new orientation, with your new form of attention, in a gesture of infinite love to this planet, you began offering your consciousness on the time-space cross of material reality. You allowed your consciousness to clothe itself in the limitations of physical substance, accepting its restrictions. You allowed the atoms and molecules that were forming the first cells to come to life with your consciousness along the lines of your own vibrational field. At the same time that you allowed your consciousness to become clothed with particles that had been subject to the laws of the materializing process, you taught the matter of earth to rise up in a joyful dance with your spirit. As you drew even nearer to the planet, the life forms that were taking shape began to contain more and more of your own awareness. You relaxed, opened yourself, and gave. You impregnated the earth with your life, with your very being. You looked out of many eyes and heard with many ears. Before incarnation, you were single. You drew identity from the totality of the relationship between Creator and creation. You were the Christ, fully conscious and alert, aware of yourself, unified, integrated. You realized that to accomplish incarnation, you would have to allow at least a portion of your identity to come to rest among the creatures you were bringing to life. Each of these would possess a type of hologrammatic consciousness that rightly thought of itself as both part of the whole simultaneously. However, the presence of this consciousness could only be a certainty after the incarnation process was complete. During your actual surfacing through the substance of earth, there was a possibility that certain of the creatures might become self-active. Therefore, there had to be a means of regulating your disintegration from without. You wanted a part of you observing the whole process. So as you prepared to enter into the planetary relationship, you created beings to represent your original state of unified awareness. These are the angels. Their value as well as their limitation springs from the fact that they have no comprehension of the process you are undertaking. Their instructions were to pretty much stay out of things until near the very end of the process. Then, upon receipt of a pre-arranged signal, they were to commune with the human beings on earth at that time and assist them in awakening to their original state of unified consciousness. We received that signal nearly 2,000 years ago. It has taken almost 2 millennia to prepare you for the message we bring. You had to be educated before communion of this nature was possible. However, the time is at hand. Our instructions are to awaken you to a remembrance of purpose, a remembrance of self. It is time to begin the final cycle of conscious creation, during which the earth creatures themselves participate in the unfoldment of their design. The body you are creating for the habitation of Christ consciousness is to be a mobile body, fueled by the creative intentions of the Father, capable upon completion of leaving the mother's side. An interval of non-time. When the universe reaches a point of maximum expansion, a unique phenomena will take place. There will be a moment when all laws necessary for the creative maintenance of physical matter and all materializing processes become suspended. Due to the relative velocities of the various star systems, this event will not be experienced simultaneously in all parts of the universe, but will travel as a wave across the sea of creation. Existing within this ripple of non-time will be the focused conscious attention of the Creator. As it passes through the material realms, it will stay and take up residence in all life forms with circuitry capable of mirroring its essence. This is the moment when the Creator will slip inside creation, the moment we are attempting to prepare you for. This is the much misunderstood second coming of Christianity. It is the event that primitive civilizations have looked forward to as the return of the gods. The Mayans went so far as to pinpoint its actual occurrence in what you would call the year 2011 AD. Yet while many of your traditions hint at what is about to transpire, none of them have adequately conveyed the magnitude of impact such an event will have. Indeed, no single conceptual structure is capable of conveying the enormity of what is soon to take place. Those familiar with the scriptures of your various peoples should be in position to understand what is occurring, for these are the times spoken of. Yet you must realize that God did not invent the words used in Scripture. He merely arranged them in the order most approximating their meaning, his meaning. What is actually happening requires all of biological life to convey its meaning. Words can symbolize this, but hardly portray it fully enough to stand alone. If you would know the deepest truth of Scripture, look not to words alone, but to the great momentum of spirit within your own soul. This is where the living history is being made, in a way that would be impossible for your rational intellect to comprehend. This forthcoming event is human history. The sum total of all that has happened on this planet is but the shadow cast before. In a very real sense, you have not yet been born. You are still in an embryonic state. You have yet to receive the touch of God's definition. Through the long years of human history, your species has been forming the cells that are to comprise the directive aspect of the physical body of the Creator with creation. Gestation upon this planet has but set the stage for the emergence of the planetary being now taking definite form. This planetary being is who you are. Has it occurred to you that the mathematical probability of your being here is infinitesimal? Were you not here, living proof of the impossible, an excellent case could be made for your non-existence. Within the framework of law that was of necessity instituted to create and govern these material realms, the existence of biological life would not have been possible except were it to enter through that one moment when that law was suspended. Such is the origin of biology, the fusion of spirit and matter. The impact of this single creative moment is so vast, so far-reaching, that the shock waves sent out before it have given rise to all of the biological life that now exists upon your planet. You are living in the shadow of an event not yet taking place, yet it is you, yourself, under all your layers of false identity, that cause this event as you approach ever nearer to the earth. From within the context of history, it appears that there has been on this planet a progression of increasingly complex life forms evolving toward ever higher levels of consciousness. It appears that there has been an evolutionary process, but this is not the case.